This video or in this tutorial, I'm going to talk about the artistic and the paragraph text in CorelDraw. In graphic design, we are not only concerned about images, graphics, but we also have to include our text. So this is important that we understand how to deal with text in CorelDraw. So let me show you, but before going into the main tutorial, I just want to show you the default of the paragraph text. So whenever you go create a paragraph text and then you say you type in some text and then when you're done, this text box always shows up, right? So we can change that settings and I'll show you how to do it. Just gonna delete this first. So that setting is under tools and you go to options, and it depends upon your CorelDraw version. For the 2020, it's under CorelDraw here. For you, you might have it in general, but for me, I'll just click on CorelDraw here, and it's under this column. And when you click on text here, and then you click on paragraph text, this option, show text frame, is the default is turned on. So if you uncheck that and then you click OK, all the paragraph text will not have the text box anymore, which is nice, and it's not going to be distracting. But sometimes you need that, so it really depends upon your situation. So anyway, so I'm going to I typed down a list here on what we can do with artistic and paragraph text, and I'm just going to quickly read it to you. So we can change both spacing of both text, artistic or paragraph, spacing in the line spacing or the character spacing or the word spacing. We can also change the fonts individually in a sentence or in a paragraph. We can select, say for example, only 2 fonts, and we can change that font, that 2 letters with a different font. We can also do subscript and superscript. I'll talk about later. You can also insert special characters, like for example the copyright symbol. We can do that for both. We can also use text to path for artistic text, text that goes in a curve and things like that. We can also add bullets, but the bullets are only in the paragraph text. And we can also add text frame becomes red. I mean, when it becomes red, what does that mean? We can also link text boxes in the paragraph. We can also do word wrap in paragraph. And we can copy properties for both artistic and paragraph. And we can also fit text to the frame. And then lastly, I'm going to talk about when do you want to use artistic or paragraph text, in which situation. So let's go for the how do you create artistic text. So in artistic text, you just click on the text tool. So just click on that. You don't click and drag, just click on it and then go to an area that you want to text, and you just put your text in there. So I'm gonna type in my text, artistic text, right? And then so that is the artistic text. So in artistic text, you can change the spacing, character spacing, by going to the shape tool and just going to drag this over this way, right? But you notice when I'm dragging here, okay, the word spacing doesn't change, right? It does not change, and eventually it will be the same spacing, close to the same spacing as the characters. So what if I want to change the spacing in between the word? So you hold down shift first and then you click on this and then drag. So you notice the spacing of the word changes. Okay, so that's how you do it. Now let's just say I have more lines here. So I'm just going to I'm just going to I'm just gonna copy some paragraph here, or I'm just gonna copy this one here, and then I'm gonna go paste here, paste, say like this, right? Okay, so I've got these 3 lines. Now what if I want to change the spacing in between the lines, right? So I'm gonna go here, shape tool, and I'm going to drag this going down. So that's how to change the line spacing in artistic text, which is also the same in the paragraph text. So I'm going to create a paragraph text now. I'm going to just copy from the web. And then, so how do you create a paragraph text? You click on the text tool and then click and, oops, I have to make sure that I'm not clicking on that text. So I'm going to go click on your text tool and click and drag. And there you go. I'm going to Control V to paste. Okay, so this is my text, my paragraph text, and I know it's a paragraph text because I have this text box, and I can move it around, right? So the advantage of this one is the word wrapping. I can do word wrapping in a paragraph text, but in here I cannot in artistic text. So let's, and I can shrink down the paragraph, the text box. So I'll go to the spacing. So click on the shape tool and I'll click here and then drag. And if you notice, the spacing between characters changes. And if I go hold down shift and then move this over, the word spacing changes. Okay. And then let's say for the line spacing, so it's the same as the artistic text. I'm just going to click here and then go down like this. Okay. So that's for the spacing. So I'm just going to delete this one because we're done with that. So the next one is changing fonts in both letters. Changing fonts in individual letters. Okay. So I'm going to paste it again. So I'm going to paste my text in my clipboard. So this is artistic text, right? The problem with artistic text, if I say copy it from the website or any Word document and then I paste it, it won't have, it would be only in one line. So what I'm gonna do is I have to, go in here and then delete and then hit enter again and then hit enter and then hit enter here, enter, and then say here, hit enter. Okay, and then then I still have to fix some things, right? So there are special things that you can, that the paragraph text is an advantage. Okay, so here this is all artistic text. So so I can change the fonts individually or with groups. So for example, I just highlight this, say professional, I'm going to highlight the professional word, and then I can change this to a different font, right? So that's the same with paragraph text. So paragraph text is same thing. I'm going to highlight this, and then I can also change the text to a different font. Now, not only the font, I can also change the size, right? So if I make this 20, and of course it's going to be big, right? Now, if you want like just a specific character, you just click on this and then go to your shape tool and then say you only want the letter C. So you just highlight that C and then say I'm going to change that to the university text, and then you can also change the text size. Okay, so for this one, so like I said, the wrapping here is not possible. The word wrapping is not possible compared to the paragraph text. You can wrap it, right? So here in this is the same thing. You can also change individual letters. Okay. So now let's go into the next one here. So the next one is subscript and superscript. So let's say I'm going to type in like H2O, right? H2O. Okay, which is the symbol for water. And this is not the right way to do it, right? You can do a subscript for this one if you go to your shape tool and then highlight this, and then you go here, you've got superscript and then subscript there. So that's subscript. Now, for example, I'm going to type in the symbol feet, okay, and then 2 square foot, and then so how do I do this one? So I'm just going to go to my shape tool and then select the number 2 and then superscript, like that. So that is also the same with the paragraph text. So superscript and subscript. So the next one is inserting special characters. Okay. So for example, I'm just going to type in here CorelDraw tips. Okay. And then say, for example, I want to insert a character here, which is the copyright character. So I can do that in CorelDraw. So in the older CorelDraw, you go to text, and then there's an option here to insert character. But in the newer version, they call it the glimpse. So they change it. So glimpse, so click on glimpse, and then this one will show up. And also in insert character, this one also will show up. So if I'm looking for the copyright, which is this one here, I can just go into my text, and then after this, I want to go copyright. I just double click on this, and it goes like this, right? So you can do that, and also you can also insert all of these characters by just double clicking on it. So for example, I have this, say for example this one, I want to change it to this character. I just double click on it and you go that way, right? So that's how you insert characters. Okay, so now let's go to the next one. Text to path, the artistic text. So text to path is, I've done a lot of this one in my tutorials. Text to path. So if you want to, like move the text to the path of this, you go text and then fit text to path, and then you go like this. If it goes red, means to say you're in the center. It goes like this. Okay, so that's also the same as it's different from the paragraph text, but the paragraph text is, say for example, you have a shape that you want to wrap around the text, say for example like this. I am just going to go to my smart fill, and then I'm going to so for example, this is my text, my path, and I want to put the text around this one. I'm just gonna copy some text first. So you go to your text tool, and then you go here, and then Control V, and it wraps around the text. And then of course you can remove the outline so it won't show up. Okay, so that is text to path. So now adding bullets. So the adding bullets, you can only do it in paragraph text. So for example, just like this, right? I have a list here, and this is a paragraph text. Let's just create so I click on my text tool, and then I'm going to create a paragraph text, and then I'm going to go into my property bar here, and I'm going to go to bullets, bullet listed, and then say list 1, list 2, and list 3. So that's how you do it with the paragraph text. And you can't do it in the artistic text. So now let's go to text frame becomes red. Yeah, so this is more of the paragraph text. So for example, I'm going to create a paragraph text like this, and I'm going to paste my text, right? And I'm just going to paste another text here. Okay, so you notice that the the border or the text box becomes red. That's because the text box is not enough spacing, so you have to move this down until it's gone, like that. So that's how you know that the red means to say the red line means to say there's not enough text box around. Okay, so I'm gonna copy another text. So that's the yeah. So now let's go link text. This is more for paragraph. So for example, I have a text box here, and then I'm going to Control V, or you can go here to add some more text. I'm just gonna add more text here. Control V and click OK. Okay. So now this one, for example, this, you know that you don't have any more text box here, but you have to like wrap around and go to the next one. So what you're gonna do is you're going to create another text box, right? And then what you do, you just click on this text box and then hold down Shift and click on this other text box, which you don't see because we changed it to we remove the text box, and then you go to text here, and then you go to text. Where is that? Sorry, not here. So we click here and then click here, hold down Shift, and then we are going to look for the paragraph text frame, and then we're gonna click on link. So once you click on link, it's gonna flow this way, right? So now if you notice that this one was the first one, so I'm just going to move it over here. So this is the first text. Okay, this is especially if you get like a project wherein you have to create a brochure and stuff like that. Okay, so now the next one is the word wrap. We already talked about the copy properties for both. So for both text and artistic text and paragraph text. So for example, you have some text here. I'm just gonna copy this. I'm gonna create another one here, and then say I'm gonna change this font to a different font. Say for example, an Arial here. Now you can, so if you click here and then click on here too, hold down Shift and click on the other one. And if you want to make it the same properties as this one, like properties like same font, you just go to Edit, Copy Properties From, and then say this one, you can say I only want the text properties, but I don't want the field properties of this. You can also do that. So I'll click OK, and then CorelDraw will ask you to click on the text that you want to based on the font. So this one here, and now it changes. So this one also does it with the artistic text. Now this change to default, this is also a good thing to learn, because for example, I'm just gonna open a new file here, 8.5 by 11, can click OK, and then I click on my text tool and then paragraph text, and then I start typing. Say I was typing like this, and the default was 12 points, right? So 12 points, if you see that, it's 12 points. So you can change the default by say 24 points. This is wherein, for example, you are creating a signage and you don't want to have the text really small. You can change that by, okay, so to change the default of your text, so that once you start typing, it would be the font size that you want, or the font that you know, the kind of font that you want. You just go to, without selecting anything, you just go to your text tool. Okay, don't select anything, and then you can change. So for example, you want it Times New Roman, and then this one will show up, and it will ask you, do you want this for paragraph text or artistic text? I usually do both, and then I click OK here. So now every time I type in, it would give you a Times New Roman text and not the Arial. So yeah, so that's and then also the last one is fit text to frame. So fit text to frame is, for example, this one, right? And then I'm going to make this is only for paragraph text, and I'm going to make my box. This is my paragraph or text box. I'm gonna go click on text, and then paragraph text, fit text to frame. I'll click on that, and it adjusts to the text frame that you created or you adjusted. So for here, and also the font size changes too. So if you go to text and then paragraph text frame, fit text to frame, we go like this. Okay, so now the last topic is when to use artistic or paragraph text. So I would say when you're creating, I'm just gonna delete this for now. So when you are creating a logo or say a signage, do use artistic text, right? Artistic text for signages, for logos, or like a simple poster with not a lot of text. So use artistic text. But when you are designing or creating a graphic for a brochure, go for paragraph text. And say brochure or a magazine, use paragraph text. And if you want to stylize the text, like wrap around like an image, right, you can use paragraph text. So that's it. So thank you for watching, and I hope you like it. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.